All we want are normal relations. There's so many scientific discoveries that Cuba has developed that Americans could benefit from, and there's much we have developed that the Cuban people could benefit from. And let me tell you, there's a treatment that prevents amputations from diabetes, Hebra-Pro-B. And we saw in the clinics 80 to 90% effectiveness used all around the world, but because of the embargo, we weren't able to get a clinical trial here in America because of the embargo. This procedure prevents amputations for those who have diabetes, and of course the black community, brown communities have disproportionate rates of amputations. 90% effectiveness. So finally, we got clinical trials. And so finally there's a company now that is in phase 3? I believe it's phase 3 of the clinical trials. And so hopefully we'll be able to have this treatment in America. Can you imagine it's taken 25, 30 years just to get this far, and how many people could have benefited from it? And while we're talking about Cuba, I was recently there, and I wanted to just insert into the record, Representative Moore, on your time, a letter to President Biden, because many of us have been trying to remove Cuba from the state sponsor of terrorism list. And this is from over 130 civil society organizations in Cuba, not the government, civil society, but I'm just going to read one paragraph. Cuba is not a terrorist state. There's absolutely no evidence that may support a claim otherwise, has been recognized by the overwhelming majority of the international community in many sectors in the United States, including a number of U.S. government specialized agencies that, by the way, attach great value, mind you, great value to their professional cooperation with Cuba in their fight against this scourge. So, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to insert this into the record. Unanimous consent?
Without objection.
Thank you very much. And we have forwarded this letter to President Biden asking him to remove Cuba from the state sponsor of terrorism list with at least 20 members who have signed that letter.